overall thoughts on the trip? And obviously good to get 3 wins in 3 days, but what was your biggest takeaway from it? I guess maybe besides the outcomes of the game.
Yeah. I think, of course, we did really good, came out with 3 wins. That was the overall goal of the trip. I think the first game, we didn't play our best game. We didn't shoot well from the field, but we found a way to win, and that's what I think was most important. Because if you look at the stats from that game, most teams don't come out with a win, and we found a way to win. So I think that was really good. And then just overall, I think that trip helped us find our identity, just focusing in on what we need to do for conference play, really.
Are you familiar with snow? Do they snow in Oklahoma?
Yeah, it snows pretty often in Oklahoma, so.
Yesterday wasn't a crazy day.
No.
When you say the trip helped you find your identity, Coach was saying that playing a late game, tight game spot, having to execute and do some things there was a positive. So even though you didn't necessarily play up to your standard in that game, is that a good thing that you guys had some pressure-packed moments?
Yeah, I think so for sure. Like I said, most teams don't win that game when you have those type of stats. So for us to be able to come out with that win, it's better to learn from a win than a loss. So I think that's good.
Coach was saying that you had a lot of minutes in those 3 games. Almost pretty much over 30 a game in the span of 3 days. How do you feel like you handled that? Do you feel like you can do that consistently? And how do you feel overall?
I think, honestly, that's like a one-time thing. Well, not a one-time thing, but until we get to the tournament, I'm not going to be playing 3 games in a row for 30 minutes. But I think I handled it well. Obviously, the last day I could feel some of the fatigue, but I pushed through it, and we got those 3 wins. So.
Is there a specific part of your game that gets impacted when you are playing with fatigue? Is it free throws, playing defense, anything like that?
Really, I think it's a mental thing. So just telling myself, after this game, you'll be done with this. I wouldn't say so.
You guys are giving up less than 3 3-pointers made per game right now. What do you see as the key for that? Obviously you're contesting shots at a pretty high rate, but how have you been able to have so much defensive success on the perimeter, and how much has Coach Kellogg stressed that?
I think, obviously, our press, we turn people over a lot, so there's not as many possessions. That's one of the first things I would say. And then the second thing I would say is we make people play faster. So if they're playing at a faster speed, they're not able to get set and take their time and get off 3-point shots. So catch and shoot 3-point shots. So I think that plays a big role in it.
Is it, in terms of the analytics and stuff now, he was saying, don't give up open threes, don't give up layups.
Yeah.
Is that the overall main goal in addition to forcing a lot of those turnovers and turning them into offense? Is that when you are going to give up a shot, is it first and foremost, don't give up one on the perimeter, don't give up obviously one close to the basket?
Yeah, definitely. I think as a defender myself, that's one thing I keep in mind. I would rather you take a mid-range jump shot than a 3 or a wide-open layup. So that's just something that I tell myself when I'm guarding someone, make them take a mid-range jump shot. Because when you, like you said, when you look at the analytics, the percentage goes way down. So.
Where you had 8 steals or more than that?
No, that was my first game. I think my second one was 6 steals a game. So.
Are you counting that during the game?
No, I didn't even know until Coach Kellogg said it after the game. I was like, oh, okay.
You think you can get to 10?
I hope so. That would be awesome.
You guys are turning teams over at a very high rate. How do you turn that into more offense? Is it just a matter of finishing at the basket, or is it a little bit deeper than that to, I guess, convert some of those turnovers into more points?
Yeah, we had a film session on Monday when we got back, and we just watched all the missed layups and not finishing, and I think that plays a big part in converting the defense into offense. We just have to finish at the rim, so I think that will get better as the year goes on.
Any more questions for Lauren?
What was it like having Tamika Catchings come and talk, for you personally?
It was really, honestly, inspirational. It was good to see her, it was just listening to what she's been through. It's always not easy, and I think that's the biggest thing. Everyone goes through adversity. So when she shared that about herself, I was like, okay, everyone goes through this, and it's just about how you can overcome it. And honestly, the adversity makes you better in the end. So I think that's my biggest takeaway. Thank you.